In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do a spiral granny square where you can change colors without cutting the yarn. And I'm going to use 3 colors of yarn here, white, mint, and red. And I'm going to use a 5mm crochet hook as is recommended by the label on the yarns when I bought it. This is mercerized cotton yarn, so it's very, very soft. So we're going to start with the white yarn. I'm going to pull off a certain amount of white yarn here. Make a slip knot. Put the slip knot on your hook. Remember, this never counts as one, so chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Using a slip stitch, join this end to the other end by inserting the hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. That will give you the little ring. So chain 3 and work 2 double crochet into that ring. There we go. I'm going to slide the stitches a little bit closer to the chain 3. Tug on that end a little bit, tail, close up the hole. Chain 2, yarn over and work 3 double crochet into the ring. Chain 2 and stop there. So now we have 2 of 4 sets of double crochet. So now we get to change color. Let's slide our white yarn to the side. Let's take the red yarn, color number 2, pull out some of that yarn. What you're going to want to do is just let the white yarn of the first color just hang to the back. Insert your hook. Just lay the red yarn over. Pull it through. Using the working yarn, you can make a slip stitch to secure it on. Pull that snug a little bit. Chain 3. 1, 2. When you make your third chain, pull through that loop and the loop of the previous color to make sure you join it, just like that. So let's adjust our stitches a little bit here. Keep your tail off to the side. You don't want to crochet the wrong yarn there. Now, go ahead and make 2 double crochets. Here we go. Let's go ahead and make sure everything is nice and secure. So you have that 3 double crochet, chain 2, and stop. This is where you add the next color, the third color. Put those 2 colors to the side. Let's take our mint colored yarn now. Okay. Here's our mint color yarn. Take your work, let the red yarn hang to the back. Insert the hook. Grab your new color. Pull it through the loop using the working yarn. Make a slip stitch. You want to make sure that's nice and secure. And chain 3. And make sure that color on the third stitch goes through both loops, the new color and the previous color. So now you're ready to make the last of the double crochets that form the center. You want to keep very careful, watch on your tails here. Try and keep them buried underneath. You can sew them in later, but it's good to try and keep them buried underneath. So this is what this looks like on the other side, so it can get a little bit crazy. So just yarn over and start working into the ring at the foot of all of those double crochets. There we go. So we have 3 double crochets in that color. Chain 2 and join with a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 of the first color you used. So that completes the center. It doesn't look like much just yet, but it will. So now what you want to do to get to round 2, chain 3, just like that, and work 2 double crochets into the chain stitch, into that chain 2 stitch that you just worked. There we go. That creates part of that corner on that side of the square. Chain 1 so that way you can jump over these stitches here and make 3 double crochet into the following chain 2 space. There we go. Chain 2 because you're making a corner over here. Pull off a little bit more yarn. And complete your corner by working 3 double crochets into that same chain 2 space. There we go. Now you're going to want to jump over these stitches right here, so chain 1, and into the next corner right over here you have your white group and your red group. Work 3 double crochets into that chain 2 space. This color. Chain 2 and stop. This is where you're going to change color again. Because look, we have the white yarn right here still attached. So we can put that yarn to the side. Here's the white yarn. So what you want to do is make sure this is pulled snug, and remember all of these are still connected. So you do want to watch it. Make sure that your yarns are not crossing over or doing strange things. There we go. This can be a little tricky to do. This is kind of an advanced pattern because of the fact that all of your yarns are still connected to the skeins and you're not cutting the yarn. So what you want to do in order to change color here, you just stop right here. You insert your hook, yarn over with a new color, pull up a loop and chain 3. And on that third chain, pull it through the loop of the previous color. And now you want to work 2 double crochets into that chain 2 space. Chain 1 because you're going to jump over that group of stitches, and into the next chain 2 space work 3 double crochets. chain 2, and look at that, you're at another color change because here's the yarn. So get ready to do your color change. Drop the previous color yarn, insert your hook, grab that yarn, pull up a loop, chain 3, and with the chain 3 bring it through both loops, the current color and the previous color. And now work 2 double crochets to complete that corner. Chain 1. Let's take a look at what we have so far. We're going to jump over those stitches right there. Work 3 double crochet into that chain space. Chain 2. There's our chain 3 from that color right there. Join with a slip stitch to the top of those chains right there. This is what we have. We've got 2 rounds already using all 3 colors. So what do we do here? We chain up 3, just like that. Put a little extra yarn onto this ball of yarn. This is I Love This Cotton by Hobby Lobby. That's what I'm using. It's very, very soft cotton, very buttery. And into this chain 2 space, we're going to work 2 double crochets. When you insert your hook to make the stitch, try to reach a little bit behind the chain 3 if you can. There we go. Chain 1, and we're going to continue around until we get to this corner here where we change color to the mint color. There we go. So we're going to do right here our 3 double crochets right there. There we go. Chain 1, move to the next corner, so it's a 3, 2, 3. It's the 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Chain 2. Slide that over just a little bit. Take a look at that. We're getting there. See how that's forming a spiral? If you follow the red, and you can see it in the mint a little bit, mostly in red right now. So we're going to work another set of 3 double crochets here. Finish off this corner. You can also do this with 4 colors, but I've done it with 3 and it works out really good. Chain 1 to jump over these stitches here into the chain 1 space. Work 3 double crochets, pull off some more yarn. You're going to need more to get all the way around the square, right? So here we go. Chain 1. So we're going to jump over these stitches and work into this corner, and this is where we're going to change color. So work your 3 doubles. Chain 2 and drop the red yarn. We're not going to need that anymore. We're going to use this color now. Like I said, be very careful as you go because these are still attached. You don't cut the yarn to change over to the new color. I'm going to need to draw out some more red to keep slack in it. Here we go. So we're here at this corner where we have the mint color yarn. So take the hook, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and chain 3 And on that third one, pull it through that color and through that color as well. You can pull that tight. Now work 2 double crochets. The chain 3 serves as a double crochet right there. That's what that's for. So you've completed that corner. Pull a little bit more yarn. You're going to chain 1, jump over those stitches right there into the chain 1 space. You're going to work 3 double crochets, chain 1, jump over these stitches here, and work only 3 double crochets in this color into this chain 2 space, because we're going to change color to white. So there's 1. You want to make sure that you give your new color a little tug to make it stay together. There's 2. And there's 3. Chain 2. We're going to drop this color now and go over to white. My apologies. I bumped the camera. I'm moving the yarn to the side. Okay. That little yarn, keep it slack so we don't have accidents like that again. So we drop the mint. We're not going to use that now. Take up the white. Insert the hook, yarn over, chain up 1, 2, 3, and through the mint colored yarn. Work 2 double crochets to finish off that corner. There we go. Chain 1, jump over the red stitches and work into the chain 1 space. Pull up some more white yarn. Chain 1, jump over these stitches here and work into the chain 2 space right there. Gonna work 3 double crochets, pull out a little more white yarn, chain 2, join with a slip stitch to the red yarn, the top chain of that red yarn there. Let's take a look at what we have so far. I think you can see the spiral starting to form with each color pretty clearly, especially the red. The red seems most clear to me, seems to jump out. And so what you would do when you have completed a round, changing colors and whatnot, and you slip stitch here, this is where you chain up 3 and you continue to work until you get to a corner where you have yarn that's connected to your skein. You change color there, work around to here. Oh, look, here's yarn here. You're going to change color here and here, and you keep going around until you complete the round, at which point you chain up 3 again, like this. Chain up 3, two double crochets, because you've already got the 1 in the form of a chain 3, chain 1, jump over those red stitches and work into the chain 1 space, chain 1, pull up a little more white yarn. We're going to be going around a bit, so we're going to need some extra yarn. Hopefully my cats won't come in here and start playing with it. jump over these red stitches here and work into the next chain 1 space, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and over here in this corner you're just going to do a regular corner, the 3-2-3 configuration. Okay, we're going to do 3 double crochets, there we go, chain 2, slide that over just a little bit, move that yarn over there, 3 double crochets into the corner, just like that. There's the first one, there is the second one, there's the third one. So you formed a normal corner, chain 1. I'm going to keep going around until we have to change color again. So jump over these stitches here and work into the chain 1 space of the previous row. 3 double crochets and a chain 1. Into this, do the same thing, jump over those 3 red stitches, work 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space, okay, chain 1, and we're going to do this corner now where we change colors. So you do the first half of the corner, which is 3 double crochets and a chain 2. Notice that you only use the chain 1 when you are not working on a corner. So pull out a little bit more yarn there, just a little, just to keep it slack so it doesn't fall off the table or anything. See, we're getting there. So we chain 2, right? Drop the white yarn, and we're going to move on to the mint color. My apologies, to the red color. So let me scoot that to the side, grab the red yarn, and you don't want it to be twisted around your other yarns. Since you're not cutting your yarn, it can get a little bit weird. So try not to let it get tangled up as you're going around the square. So we drop the white yarn. Look at that, it's amazing, isn't it? How it all comes together. Just drop the white yarn, let it fall to the back. Reach your hook under. Chain up 3. There we go, just like that. 1, 2, 3, and through the previous color. So 2 double crochets is next. And a chain 1, because you're going to be working around until you change color again. So we're going to need more yarn. Skip over these stitches and work 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space of the row below. Chain 1, skip over the next 3 double crochets and work 3 doubles into the chain 1 space of the row below. Chain 1, we've got yarn over here. That means we're going to be changing color. See how the red is going around this way and forming a spiral? So work the first half of the corner with 3 double crochets right here into this chain 2 space, chain 2, and drop this color yarn. I'm not going to be using that. So we're going to move this to the side and take up our mint colored yarn. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, chain 3, and pull that right through the previous color. And what do we do here? Since we already have our first double crochet in the form of a chain 3, we work 2 double crochets. And that finishes off that corner. It's in 2 colors. Chain 1, and we continue to work it, and we're going to complete the round here. So we're going to work 3 double crochets into this chain 1 space. Goodness me. There we go. Jump over this. Pull off a little bit more yarn from my ball of yarn. There we go. Into the next chain 1 space, we're going to work our 3 double crochets. Chain 1, and now we've come to this space where we're going to finish off the corner, right, with 3 double crochets, chain 2, and here's where we started, and this is our chain 3, so we just want to work a slip stitch here to join. Let's take a look and see what we got here. I think you can see the spiral pretty clearly, especially with the red yarn going around this way. You can see it with the aqua colored yarn, the mint colored yarn. You can see it with the white yarn. And you can keep going this way and make an entire afghan out of this, and you do not have to cut the yarn, so that way you have fewer tails to sew in at the end, unless of course you run out of yarn and you have to add more. Then of course, yes, you would need to sew in a tail possibly, but that's how you do a spiral granny square without having to cut your yarn to change colors.